Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 songs with the saddest backstories.
Hallelujah, you were an angel in the shape of my mom.
For this list, we'll be looking at songs tied to tragic events in real life. Which of these songs hits you in the feels? Commiserate with us in the comments. Number 10, Supermarket Flowers, Ed Sheeran. This heartbreaking song was inspired by an even sadder backstory.
Took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day-old tea from the cup.
When Sheeran was working on his album Divide, his grandmother was hospitalised. Sheeran visited her often and was quite close with her. Sadly, she passed away when he was wrapping up the album, and he poured his sorrow into this song.
Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mum, there's a tear every time that I blink.
Sheeran wrote the lyrics from his mother's point of view in an attempt to work through his emotions. The song was never meant to be released to the public, but after he performed it at his grandmother's funeral, his grandfather insisted that it be included on Divide.
When God takes you back, he'll say hallelujah, you're home.
Number 9, More Love, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. This heartfelt love song was inspired by a long series of tragedies. Lead singer Smokey Robinson's wife, Claudette, was actually a member of The Miracles, so the two toured together from 1957 to 1964.
Let it be sweet, don't hesitate, make it now, don't wait.
Along the way, however, Claudette suffered several miscarriages and the stillbirth of twins. Devastated by the series of losses, Claudette stopped touring with The Miracles.
More love and more joy than age or time could ever destroy.
Smokey wrote this song to let his beloved wife know how much he cherished her and that he was simply happy she was alive.
Each day I'll be living to make sure I'm giving you more love.
The couple did eventually have 2 healthy children named Berry and Tamla. Number 8, 3 AM, Matchbox 20. Most folks have sung along to this 90s top 40 song without realising it's based on a traumatic illness and time in a young boy's life.
Baby, it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely.
When lead singer Rob Thomas was 12 years old, his mother was diagnosed with cancer and given half a year to live.
She said it's all gonna end and it might as well be my fault.
The two already had a difficult relationship, and it grew even more fraught when his older sister ran away from home after their mum got sick.
She only sleeps when it's raining, and she screams, and her voice is strange.
The young Thomas was left to take care of his ailing mother. She eventually entered remission, but their off-balance dynamic inspired the hit song years later.
Baby, well, it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely.
Number 7, Elizabeth on the Bathroom Floor, The Eels. The second studio album from The Eels was composed after frontman Mark Oliver Everett lost his sister and his mother was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
Laying on the bathroom floor, kitty licks my cheek once more.
The first track, Elizabeth on the Bathroom Floor, is all about his sister Elizabeth Everett, with the lyrics taken from one of her last diary entries before she took her own life.
My name's Elizabeth. My life is shit and piss.
The album title, Electro-Shock Blues, also alludes to her experiences, referencing the electroconvulsive therapy she received whilst in psychiatric care. You can hear the tragedy of this story in every guitar note and in Everett's vocals.
Waking up is harder when you wanna die.
Number 6, You Learn, Alanis Morissette. The Canadian singer-songwriter often writes from personal experience, but the story behind this particular song is pretty sad.
I recommend walking around naked in your living room.
When Morissette was in Los Angeles, she was robbed at gunpoint by a man on an empty street. The experience shook Morissette to her core.
You live, you learn, you love, you learn.
She became anxious and suffered panic attacks and was eventually hospitalized. But even psychotherapy sessions didn't help. Morissette later reflected that her inner turmoil was only alleviated by writing.
You lead, you learn, you scream, you learn.
Crafting the song was therapeutic for Morissette, and a line from the song even gave her iconic album Jagged Little Pill its name.
Swallow it down, a jagged little pill.
Number 5, Cloudbusting, Kate Bush. Many songs are written based on the writer's experience, but this one was inspired by someone else's pain.
You're like my yo-yo that glowed in the dark.
Although psychoanalyst Wilhelm Reich was considered one of the main figures of the sexual revolution of the 1960s, his research was controversial in his lifetime. In fact, his work was seized and burned by United States authorities, and he died in prison in 1957.
On top of the world, looking over the edge, you could see them coming.
His son Peter later wrote a book dedicated to his father's life and their relationship, including their time cloudbusting on their family farm. Kate Bush was deeply moved by the book and wrote Cloudbusting from Peter's point of view.
Just say the kind and make it happen.
Number 4, I Wish It Would Rain, The Temptations. This unusually melancholy song from the powerhouse American group has an unusually sad story behind it. Legendary Motown lyricist Roger Pensabene wrote the song after he found out that his wife was cheating on him.
Sunshine, blue skies, please go away. My girl has found another and gone away.
I Wish It Would Rain expressed the immense pain he felt at being betrayed by the woman he loved.
I know to you might sound strange, but I wish it would rain.
He wrote that he wished the rain could hide his tears and his sorrow. Unfortunately, even after writing down his feelings, Pensabene was still distraught.
To the world outside my tears, I refuse to explain. I just wish it would rain.
Tragically, the 23-year-old songwriter ended his own life a week after the song was released on New Year's Eve 1967. Number 3, Zombie, The Cranberries. This haunting protest song has an even more haunting backstory.
Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken.
Lead singer Dolores O'Riordan wrote the song in response to the 1993 Warrington bombings during the Troubles.
In your head, zombie.
The March 20 attacks resulted in the deaths of 2 sons, who were shopping for Mother's Day cards. O'Riordan was near the location when the bomb went off, and the event absolutely devastated her.
When the violence causes silence, we must be mistaken.
She she wrote the song later that year and shaped the song far beyond its lyrics, noting that it was the most aggressive piece the Cranberries had created to date.
With their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns in your head.
Number 2, Save the Last Dance for Me, The Drifters. Most songs written about the writer's own wedding day are usually happy, but this one has a poignant backstory. As a child, singer and songwriter Doc Pomus contracted polio. As a result, he relied on crutches and later a wheelchair.
You can smile, every smile for the man who held your hand beneath the pale moonlight.
Pomus married Broadway actress and dancer Willie Burke in 1957. During the reception, Burke was reluctant to dance with anyone but the groom, but Pomus encouraged her to dance with his brother and other guests.
If he asks you if you're all alone, can he take you home? You must tell him no.
He wrote Save the Last Dance for Me about his conflicted feelings over not being able to dance with his lovely bride.
'Cause don't forget who's taking you home, and in his arms you're gonna be. So darling, sing the last dance for me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Circus, Eric Clapton. Although there's another, better-known song based on this event, Circus really hits a chord with its feelings of impending tragedy. On March 20th, 1991, Connor Clapton fell from the window of a 53rd-story New York apartment.
Then I got a phone call from Laurie, just kind of screaming. She said he's dead.
His father, Eric Clapton, was devastated by the loss and released Tears in Heaven the next year.
I don't belong here in heaven.
In 1998, Clapton then released Circus Left Town, also known as Circus, which details the last night he spent with his son.
When I smile, I'll be thinking of you, and everything will be alright.
The song reflects on the love he and Connor had for each other and how the joy Connor brought to his life is gone.
And it's sad, so sad. There ain't no easy way round.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.